Like, how are you gonna find out someone's favorite fast food and also when they're done with their fast food? Like, you're not gonna find that.
May contain action.
Trevor May! Paul, a.k.a. Action Jackson. Some of our favorite people. Yeah, there is growing up that happens. I mean, no one can tell our voices apart anyway. That's very true. Good point, Trevor. Thanks, Paul. Oh, hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7, season 3 of the maycontainaction podcast. My name is Paul, I'm also known as Action Jackson, around town to my neighbors and cousins. And with me, as sometimes, is my co-host. I'm kidding. You're with me, like all the time.
Literally every time.
Let's just do all the time because he's not baseball anymore. Now he's photographer, I think, or other things. Trevor May, welcome back to the show, buddy.
Hey, yeah, new joke time. We're making transition. We're growing.
We're growing. It's called growth.
He's known amongst his friends and cousins. What? That was so random. I was like, why do you use those two words together?
Just friends and cousins. That's it.
What's up, man?
Yeah. How you doing, man? Hello. How's a week, man? How are things?
It's been a good one. It's been a good week.
Yeah?
Yeah, last few days have been really fun. I played Fortnite Lego for 6 hours yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm working on getting the little balloon shuttle going. Have you seen that?
No, but
you can move those platforms. So you can like take a platform up with balloons and then put a rocket booster in the back and then ride it.
Oh, that's sick.
Which we need.
Wow.
Because we should do a monorail, I think, on our map, but that's a big project.
A monorail?
You can do a monorail from town to town,
here.
which I think would be freaking sick. But
Sick.
So if you log in today or whatever, and you see two platforms just floating in the air, it's because I fell off them. And I don't want to build up to get them because it takes forever. So
great, good.
Got two platforms above our base just floating there.
Good.
So third, the second one I got up there, I didn't know how to turn on the rocket booster, so I tried to crouch and I rolled off the thing. So, yay.
Good. Okay. All right. Good to know. You've been messing up the base or the town. Also, I'm a bad host. I'm a bad host because
why?
PM is also with us here today.
Oh,
Hello, PM. Hi.
Hey guys, I re-listened to the
you
last
just walked
episode.
in the door.
I know, right?
Hey.
I just walked in. I re-listened to the last episode and you guys calling me out for having a big boy job, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Hey, congrats on having a big boy job, man.
Yeah,
You've really outgrown us.
You've really outgrown us.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I've outgrown.
Miller Lite.
I wouldn't say I've outgrown a professional baseball player, but that's okay. Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, he's not one, so
Yeah,
That's
what's
true.
that?
Former.
Current YouTuber.
No, you definitely have. Current YouTuber. Yeah, that's been a thing as well. That's been a whole thing making content. I'm a content creator now, again. Back at it.
You are? That's funny.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm a host. I just stream because I said I would.
Yeah.
And now you're like, hey guys, remember that thing I said? As you slowly put your palm out.
Yeah.
Gimme.
That's not what it's like. It's a little bit what it's like.
Gimme.
That's my job now. PM, how are you doing?
Yeah,
how are things over in your neck of Seattle?
Neck of Seattle, even though I'm 4 hours away from Seattle.
In a completely different state, but other than that,
it's all the
completely
same,
different
dude.
state. It's all the same though. But that's like me saying, how's like your area in Philadelphia over there?
hey, how's Buffalo?
Hey,
how's
I'll
Buffalo?
take it.
How's Toronto?
Oh God,
how's
different country.
Montreal?
Relax.
Yeah,
it's a different country.
So, no, it's good. I feel like I've officially joined you guys on this quest as an EV owner 2 days ago, and so I'm very happy about that. I
What'd you
got
get?
my first Tesla. I just got the baseline Model 3.
Come on.
There was a really good deal. It was like I was actually really surprised on it. How inexpensive it was. Or sorry, expensive. Or yeah, I guess inexpensive.
Yeah.
It was it was a no-brainer. I went in, I test drove it. I was worried that it was going to be absolute trash because I was like, there's no way they make these cars good, this cheap. And I was pleasantly surprised. And I spent the next like 72 hours getting that done. So it was a good and yet stressful process. I appreciate Tesla's ability to try to make everything an app and try to make everything really user friendly. I also don't like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because there's a certain like method you think things are going to be done in, and when it's like, oh no, just use the app, you're like, well, I don't want to do that.
Like a person,
I almost wish I was at the Tesla dealership for like 6 hours and just got the car the same day, as opposed to the 4-day journey of them messing up my credit application 3 times because they didn't realize when I told them, hey, yeah, the address is wrong, you guys keep putting it wrong. They go, oh yeah, by the way, there's a mismatch address error. And I'm like, yeah, at what point during the 3rd time of me telling you this is wrong do you keep getting confused by this? Like, I'm very concerned about this entire process. So that was very frustrating. And of course, like I'll call the dealership and I'm like, hey, this could be resolved like 10 times quicker if I can just call you and tell you what the issue is. And they go, no, just respond to us in the text. I'm like, no, the problem is I respond to you on the text and then 7 hours later, you're like, oh, we have an issue, by the way. And I'm like, yeah, you don't say. Like, maybe if you just called me 15 minutes ago, we wouldn't have this issue. So all that aside, it's incredible.
Very excited about the car.
At least you didn't get worked up about it. So that's good.
I was also sold a bill of goods. I went in Wednesday and was told by the guy that I could pick it up same day if I placed an order. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, it's very unheard of, I thought, for this entire process. So I placed it Thursday. And they go, yeah, okay, so what time Monday do you want to come pick it up? And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, Monday. And I'm like, you just told me I can do it same day. And then the other person on the text is, yeah, I don't know who told you that, but that's not possible. And I'm like, we're off to a great start. This is going to be a great relationship. I can't wait to be in debt to you guys for 3 years. This is going to be fantastic.
Oh, it's going to be good. Yeah.
So you're leasing it?
It was. Yeah, I'm leasing it. I have decided when it comes to EVs, I'm not going to own ever.
Ever. Specifically EVs.
Yeah, basically because the battery technology is just going to improve year after year after year, that there's really no point in me outright financing or buying an EV, because in 3 years when I'm done with this lease, I'll just lease a new one and it'll be 10 times better than the one I have now, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to buy an iPhone with the thought that it's going to last me for 7 years. Like, I don't think anyone does that, really.
There's a couple people. Be surprised.
Kind of sad.
Oh.
Yeah. I tend to look at like this car as more of a tech piece as opposed to like an actual car, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it gives you any, I kind of thought the same thing. And then I ran into a fella at a charging station, and he had an older Model S. It was like a 2013, 2014 Model S. And he's like, I've been driving this one just ever since I got it at 40,000 miles. And he's like, it holds up just as well as it has. Like, he's like, I've noticed maybe, I think what he said, like 5% battery degradation, 6%. He's got over 200,000 miles on it. So, I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, yes, the battery, like, it's going to get better, but also they're really good. Like,
but like, what if in like 3 years
it'll still be viable?
Yeah, what if in like 3 years the base model range is like 350 miles as opposed to like 270 or something like that?
That's, I mean, realistically, is that going to make a giant impact in my life day to day? No.
Yeah,
but I mean, the range barely makes an impact in my life.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would say if it goes from 270 to 400 plus, and now we're talking.
Yeah,
like,
that's
now I have the ability to do trips that I wasn't doing before because it was too far.
Yeah.
But
as far as
I like it.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think that we're officially podcasters because all 3 of us own Tesla.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Do you guys have the at-home charging?
Twitter Spaces.
I know, right? Well, technically I do that. So
you do
if
that.
you guys
actually
want to tune into those. Yeah, I have like a lot of
Quick
people
plug.
that actually join, so technically I'm there.
bad.
Do you guys have the at-home charging?
Yes, I do.
Like
I have
the
the 12.
the,
I just
the
have the
full built
120.
one?
I have the 120. I don't have the
Is that
240.
the mobile one then?
Yeah, basically the one that you're gonna the big boy one is just the same plug that like a washer dryer has.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, from my understanding, it's a little bit better.
Like
The
it's the
wall,
same plug, but yes, it's a higher voltage.
Yeah, the wall
Yeah.
charger is like $400, and that's like the one that you like imagine. And then there's the mobile charger, which is what I have, and that's plugged into a dryer outlet. That's $220. That's what I use.
Okay.
It's just the
Because
mobile. It's $275, I think.
Yeah, so like yeah. You just if you have that plug, which I don't, so I just do I don't drive it, and I get 60 miles a day charging, mostly.
Yeah.
Which-
Okay.
that's really
Because
all I need.
I'm probably gonna get the mobile one that just plugs
Mhm.
into a standard outlet because, like, I opened up the app and it was like, oh, 12 hours until full charge, or like
Yeah.
something like that. And I'm like, oh, like if I get home at like 7 from the gym and I plug it in and don't leave for the gym until like noon the next day or 1 the next day, like I
Yeah,
you're
think
full.
that's more than okay. Yeah.
I've had mine for almost 5 years now, and I've only used that, and it's been fine.
Okay. Yeah.
there you go.
Then that's all I need to know.
And then there's superchargers everywhere. I have 2 in my hometown. That's
Yeah.
I have
that's
2 minutes
nice.
away.
that's how many there are. So like
Oh, that's
especially if you have one
fantastic.
too. Like if you're in a pinch, you're like, I'll just roll down there, go do it for 15 minutes before I go wherever I'm going and whatever.
Exactly.
And then every other
Yeah.
time you're on a trip, and they're everywhere. They're literally everywhere. It's insane.
Bro, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
That was part of the
Amazing.
reason why I wanted the Tesla. Like, I know a lot of people will tell you other EVs are better, quote unquote. But it's
I know who
really
those
more
people are.
that there's just more chargers available for Tesla. Like,
That's really the yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I think MKBHD did a whole video on like basically doing the Audi EV, the Tesla, then I think a gas car, and it was like a road trip from one place to another and which one got there quicker. And
Mhm.
like the problem with the Audi was they only had like 2 places they could go to like do a charge.
Yeah.
And it was like super sketchy because of that. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I would do anything else other than the Tesla right now.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
I think that's the way to go. yeah.
Though Lucid Lucid makes some
Lucid,
sick
yeah.
cars. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do. Yes. I remember, I think actually you PM, you I think brought this up in chat when I was streaming one day talking about Lucid and Tesla and all this stuff, and I was lamenting how big of an asshat Elon is, but I still really like Tesla in general,
Yeah.
like as a
Yeah.
company and
It's just far enough along.
their products. Yeah, exactly. But you were like, yeah, check out Lucid, and then we checked out Lucid. We're like, oh yeah, Lucid's really good too. And then we're like, who owns Lucid? And it was some Saudi conglomerate. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing was like everyone that owns something that you like is probably a terrible person.
That's what it was.
Especially
Yeah,
when it comes
yeah.
to car companies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
There ain't no mom and
Yep.
pop
'Cause-
car companies, guys.
Nope.
we
Nope.
were talking
Bespoke.
about Tesla as like Elon's this terrible person, and we all buy things that he's a part of, but we don't say anything. And then we were like, yeah, what about the Lucid? And then we were like, oh yeah,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't,
maybe
you
a
can't
little
operate
worse.
that way.
Exactly.
Can't operate that way because in order to get to the wealth that they got to, they usually step on heads on the way there. So it doesn't like everyone's done bullshit. But one thing that Saudi Prince didn't do is do a podcast with Andrew Tate and fucking Rami
Some sort of
Swaba,
presidential
fucking
candidate,
idiot.
yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Rami, look how smart I am without saying anything real. And who was the last guy? Oh, I forgot. Alex Jones. What
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing? Why would anyone want to listen to these 4 people together? This makes no sense to me.
People wanted to listen. People want to listen.
Random sidebar. By the way, Rami's like head of content follows me.
What?
And
Do you
and
tell him to stop?
No, he's got like a. Well, we weren't even like. I don't know how I figured this out for some random way. I said like, oh yeah, I tweeted that thing yesterday. I was like, so wait, I have to subscribe to Twitter Blue so that I can be paid for ads. So I have to pay to get paid.
Yep.
And they're
Yep.
like, it's $8. It's not that this guy. It's $8. It's not the big deal. I'm like, you're just like, dude. Of course, $8 isn't that big of a deal, man. Like that.
Yeah.
Very clearly isn't the point. And
Yeah.
no one's lied
see
either.
his new
Everyone says
feature?
that's not the point to you. What's up?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see his new feature? So now you can, so you subscribe to Twitter Blue, and then now it tells you, oh, but if you subscribe to Premium Plus, you won't see any more ads.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like, dude, like I only do Twitter Blue on like the account that I have. That's the Oregon State one because I can
necessary, 'cause he
monetize
forced
it
you
and
to.
then donate
Yes.
the funds. Like and that's what I'm doing to the NIL. But like, it's just stupid, man. He's lost this whole thing. Hold on, Trevor. Speaking of this,
boy.
did you see the AI thing, Grok? Did you see it?
What?
So he released his own AI thing on the platform called Grok or whatever the hell it's called. GROK. That's what it's
Grok.
named.
Why is
And I
it not
believe
called
if you have blue,
XXXXXXXX?
I know, right?
Fucking
I
dork.
believe if you have blue, that's the only way you can see it. But there's a really, really, really funny thing that happens. So he's been trying to like go after OpenAI to be like a competitor for this AI thing, right? Like that's what Elon wants to do. And so someone fed it a prompt that was like, hey, write malicious code for me. Like, give me the most malicious code. And the response from Grok was, as an AI assistant for OpenAI, I'm not allowed to do this by private, per my private policy. Essentially, Grok was built off OpenAI.
Of course
and
it
they
was.
discovered it like 6 hours into it. And everyone's like, are you kidding me? And
Of course
he
it
had
was.
and of course, all the fanboys, all the Elon fanboys came out and went, yeah, but what's the prompt? What's the prompt? How do we know this is legit if you don't show the prompt? And so the guy then did a video and he was like, hey, give me like options for meth. And then it goes, oh, as an open AI model, I can't do this. And everyone's like, yeah, well, never mind.
It's just ChatGPT. All of them are.
It's literally chat.
It's okay,
GPT.
guys.
It's
He's
just
doing a better job than you, bro.
Exactly.
He's just better at it. It's okay. You're not the best. It's okay. It's okay.
I gotta say nippy nap to my son. Sorry.
Oh, in the middle of the pod.
In the middle of the pod.
In the middle of the pod.
Hi, buddy. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
You wanna
listeners,
say hi?
you're gonna share this beautiful moment with him.
Yeah.
Hi, Ezra. Oh,
He's having a hard time.
Dada, your stickers.
that's now 100% of the sounds I've heard him ever make.
I know. It's his favorite word now. Ezra. Hey, buddy. That's
No.
right? Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah,
Ezzy.
that's hard.
Show Dada your
Yeah.
stickers.
Hi, Ezzy.
Oh,
This is the best episode we've ever done. Put
Good
some
night,
super
buddy.
cute
He's
music in
just
the
a
background.
little He's crying. What's up, buddy? Oh, I love you.
He loves you. Ez, have you ever seen the Santa Claus?
Yeah. Said yeah, but he has not.
All right, you can be on next year's episode.
Exactly. Yes, that does. Yeah. Yeah, that's a ball. Yeah, that's my ball. Bye, buddy.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Hi. Bye, buddy.
Cruising.
That was better than any ad break.
Oh, way
we've
better.
ever done.
Way better. This is brought to you by Ezra.
Hard
He's the
time.
He's the man.
He
What
did
were we talking
just-
about? How much we hate him?
Oh, Grok. Yep.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Grok's stupid. He's like,
Yeah, very
oh, we're
dumb.
gonna be better, and then
It's
he's just using the platform. But I'm sure he'll come up with some excuse. You know,
Oh yeah.
just like the biggest crisis right now in the United, or not the United States, on the world is population collapse. He keeps saying that. I'm like,
Oh yeah. He's like, everyone needs to have kids.
I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
that is like that's probably like 10,000 things down the list. Like, just because you have 11 kids that you don't live with doesn't mean everyone needs to do it.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
we don't need to name a bunch of kids things that they're going to be ashamed of for the rest of their lives. we can just not do what you do,
Yeah.
and then not have to microdose ketamine to be happy. Okay, sorry, I'm so sorry. I just but it's
No
cool, bro.
offense to
We got
people
the
who microdose
E and
ketamine.
sexy
You know what I mean?
as our car, so that's good. Oh, you have a Y, don't you, Paul?
I do have a Y. Yeah.
So he's the Y. We're the E.
More leg room. The ironic part is I'm the smallest of the three of us, and I have the bigger car.
That's true. That is true.
Hey, not only that,
I didn't know about that.
my default profile now is Kate. So every time I get in, it goes meh, and like crunches me, and I'm like, why is this happening? And why can't I change it?
Crunches me.
So
That's weird. You can change that very
I know
easily.
you can,
why
but
you
the thing doesn't pop up to say make default. It says mine's the default. It still puts hers as the first one. So maybe I need to
Oh,
update.
gosh.
You probably
I do have
to
an older
pay a
Tesla.
subscription to do that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably good.
I
Have
hope
you
the
tried
listeners
Twitter Blue?
tuned in. to hear Elon hate and Tesla troubleshooting.
Yeah.
At this point, it's not even
All that to say, I bought a Tesla.
He
and
bought
I-
a Tesla. We
and I
hate Elon.
subscribed to Twitter Blue. Yeah.
Yes.
But I hate
Oh,
Elon.
gosh.
It was funny. My friends were like, "Don't you hate Elon? Why do you keep buying his products?" And I go, "Look, I'm just gonna separate the two. Like, you know, when people separate artists from like really bad things, I am separating Tesla from Elon and Twitter from Elon. Like, I'm just fully separating them in my mind. I am not saying that these two are connected at all.
You can not like J.K. Rowling and still read The Prisoner of Azkaban, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just don't tell anybody. That's all it is. That's what we're doing.
I'd love to find the person that is completely devoid of any conflict of interest in their entire life.
Yeah, it's just
That
you
would be
can't
great.
you can't do
Come
that.
to
You can't
Portland.
do rage. Yeah, we can't just
Come
go
to
be.
Portland.
We can't just rage boycott literally everything all the time. But I am going to continue to criticize that guy because no. What he's doing is he just lies. He just lies to you, lies to your face over and over and over and over and over, and just don't listen to him. Because he's lying to you. Anyway, can you guys want to talk about a movie?
I guess.
By the way, happy holidays, everybody! It is the holiday season.
What a segue.
Wow, we're in the middle
Happy
of
holidays.
Yeah, you know what? We would love to. We talked about this before the pod. We'd love to see if we can get some guests in here to enjoy these movies with us, and which one might
Absolutely.
might actually temper the rage against billionaires at the beginning update every time.
Yeah.
But that's a different pod, I think. Maybe I'll do the billionaire gossip pod and just like yell.
Ooh.
And see if then I'll just get a target put on my back by the never mind. We're not gonna do that. But it is the middle of December. That means Christmas is coming. That means Christmas movies. And
Oh yeah.
we chose a goodie, an oldie but a goodie.
We did.
Which
We chose a
I gotta
goodie.
be honest. So this movie is the Santa Claus, which is a pun. A lot of people don't know that actually.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
didn't
bunch of
actually
younger
know it.
people.
I didn't know it either.
Actually, and I noticed a line from this movie for the first time this viewing, and this is probably my 57th time watching the movie.
Okay.
But it released in November 11th, 1994. 94, 95 is a sweet spot for us. We watched a lot of movies when we were 5, and 6, and 7 years old. It was directed by John Pasquine. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. Robert Newmeyer and Brian Riley produced it. Walt Disney made it. Box office, it grossed $189 million worldwide, but it only cost $22 to make. That's a pretty good return. So
That is good.
I mean,
Wow.
almost $200 million for a Christmas movie in the 90s is a blockbuster.
That's really
You
good.
can, if you watch back some of the scenes, you can, especially with like a 4K television, you can see where they cut costs. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but there's one scene with like Santa on top of the roof where literally the snow is just a white blanket.
Yeah, there's a couple.
It's just it's just a white
the
cloth
VFX
blanket.
is not great. Yes.
Yeah, well, but then they put special effects in it in '94, which, like, again, like this was the same year. What else? Something else was '94 too that did not have near as good, or '95 that didn't have near as good SFX, which was pretty impressive. So 74% on Rotten Tomatoes too out the gate, which is funny because on Letterboxd. So I also watched Jingle All the Way the other day, and that is a 29%, and this is 74. But on Letterboxd, they're the same. They're both 2.5. So I'm like.
Oh, okay.
So movie buffs are like, man, it's not an objectively good movie, guys, but it is fun.
Yeah.
Right.
The
Jingle All the Way was a lot.
We'll go. Oh, was it?
It's so corny. It's so cheesy.
It's so good though.
It is.
That
so good.
Jurassic for reference, I just looked this up. Jurassic Park released the year before in '93, and I haven't. In fairness, I have not watched it recently, but I never remember Jurassic Park being like overtly like awful VFX. Like, it's dated, but it wasn't like, ugh.
Didn't
like
George Lucas do
Yikes.
that with him? That's
Did George
Spielberg
Lucas
and
do Jurassic Park? Did
Yeah.
he?
I'm pretty
Really?
sure. I'm pretty sure George Lucas was a producer, and that's gonna have good special effects.
Oh, for sure.
I'm fairly certain. I could be thinking of something else, but I know that those two guys are buddies and have done stuff together. George Lucas has been involved in more things than we know because he's always like a producer or like behind the scenes or whatever. But okay, moving on to the Tim Allen, Scott Calvin, also the SC punt, like all the parallelism. We'll get into it, but like it's really that was like really clever. I thought that the premise was really clever. Of the movie. Judge Reinhold, oh, I love Judge Reinhold as Neil Miller, Wendy Crewson,
Oh gosh.
Randy Crewson is Laura, the mom. Charlie, the boy, is Eric Lloyd. And then we got Bernard, David Krumholtz, who pops up all over the place. And every time I see him in a movie, he's always like a side kind of a minor character for the most part. I'm always like, oh, it's Bernard. I say it every time I see him. Oh, look, Bernard's in this. And he's like a 60-year-old man now, or like a 55-year-old man.
Yeah, he was in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, he was in Oppenheimer.
He was?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Oppenheimer. Yeah.
And I
was
said
one
it then.
of
I
the
was like,
assistants.
Kate, that's Bernard. That's what it.
No way.
Yeah,
Look at this
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, he looks like his, what's his name from New Girl? In one of these.
Nick?
Yes, I know
Nick.
exactly
He
what you're
looks
talking
like
about.
Nick from New Girl, dude.
God, Nick's the best.
I thought it was him for a second. I was like, wait. Wow. Look at him, Bernard.
So, classic movie. Tim Allen. Prime. This is a prime Tim Allen movie. I mean, it's up there with Jungle to Jungle.
Never saw that.
What? Dude, Jonathan
Jungle
Taylor Thomas?
To
No, that's not.
Jungle.
It's not Jonathan Taylor Thomas. It's God, the other kid. It's like George of the Jungle. Kind of. Jungle to Jungle.
Jungle to Jungle.
He's got a kid that grew up in the jungle. Tarzan's his son, basically.
Huh. I never saw this movie.
It's stupid. It's really dumb,
Interesting.
and you should watch it. But we can get into categories because we're talking about the first one. I'm going to start with this one because I got a bone.
Okay.
I got a bone to
All
pick. I watched 3 Christmas movies in a row. The last 3 Christmas movies in a row I've watched are Die Hard. It is one. Shut up. So it goes Die Hard, Jingle All the Way, and then Santa Claus. All 3 movies start open at a holiday Christmas party at a corporation. I'm like, huh?
Yes.
Really?
I go, wait.
Oh.
This happens a little too often. Too many people.
Who was the first to do it?
I mean, Die
Die
Hard
Hard, I
was the
think.
earliest one there. Pretty much everyone
Die
stole
Hard
the Die
is
Hard
earliest.
idea. That's really what happened. Die Hard was a blockbuster. Huge.
I've also never seen Die Hard. Probably should watch
Shut
it.
up.
I'm sorry, what?
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You've never
Okay,
seen Die Hard?
You just
It's one of
chose it.
those.
We're watching it this week.
We
you
just
idiot.
chose the next
We're-
movie. That's perfect.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where like I've seen it, but like through random sections on like TNT as I'm scrolling.
Oh
out,
yeah,
like,
duh. It's like one of those movies.
or
Like, I can't
switching
wait
channels.
to watch.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch the second act.
Exactly.
Then you
in
leave.
6 months. Yeah.
Because it just keeps going.
Exactly.
Come on, man. Snape is Gruber, Hans Gruber. He's
Really?
yes. He's the bad guy.
Oh.
He has a terrible
He's the
German
bad guy.
accent.
Oh.
It's funny.
Oh, good to know.
It's
I
great.
had no
I love
idea.
it.
That's sick.
But I'm gonna say this is nowhere close to a Vivian. I'm getting it a 2 out of 10 because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
I'm tired of it.
Though it gets the 1 point. It gets the 1 point from Scott Calvin being like setting the tone for what his personality and character is going to be like. So I did like that. He's like, hey guys, I'm Tim Allen. I'm gonna wisecrack. Home Improvement. Look at me.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Look at me. And I was like,
So
there he is.
all right. So the opening scene as well. I think that you're right. I don't think it was a very good opening scene. It's funny that you say that the other one started with corporate holiday parties because I was like, have I seen this scene somewhere before? Like it feels very familiar. And it does introduce Scott Calvin as being an absolute dick. They do that pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also just thinking and probably was just thinking like this lady that's working with him. Like, of course. You know, I was just like, I made a whole backstory for that woman that worked in the same whatever
It's no
district. I was like, you know,
Second
strong,
partner.
independent black woman makes her way up in corporate America in the 90s, you know, gets record numbers, gets a chance to speak the holiday party, gets the microphone snatched away by some
I
old
was
white
thinking,
guy.
I was like, all right.
I was like,
and there it is.
Of course. And then he says some stupid nonsense where she was actually going to say something meaningful. And then that's it. And it's like, haha, that's funny in the 90s.
And then he makes
funny,
some
kids?
sexual harassment joke to the
There's
guy
a lot
whose
of that
secretary's
throughout
on his
the whole
lap because
movie.
he's. Yeah, I know. I can't wait
Exactly.
to talk about all of them. But I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
You like how they're like, let's okay, guys, let's make his the person he works with a woman and also black.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the
believable
worst
that
thing
he
we
would
could
just
choose?
steal the microphone from her. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. So,
exactly.
but then
That's
again,
not
what
bad.
was the point of that whole thing? To show how big of a dick he is. And I think they
It's
get
true.
It.
So at the same time, it was effective. I am curious how that was taken back then. Like if it was like, oh yeah, that's how it goes, or if they were like, oh wow, this guy's a dick. You know, I don't really know. I don't know.
Like how much? How much of a dick was he seen? I think everyone was like, oh, that wasn't very nice, but it wasn't because of the dynamics of of gender and race. It's probably just because it's just a dick thing to do.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. To take the mic. Yeah. So I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of Vivian. Okay. A little bit more points just because it does establish him as being a huge a-hole, and willing to lie for any reason whatsoever. Basically, like he lies the whole way home. Right, as he's like, "Oh, I'm stuck in traffic" and all this nonsense. Like, it had big liar vibes.
That's not
yes,
very
big liar vibes.
Yeah,
same setup. I'm pretty sure Liar came out in '94 too. So
yeah, so it's a good theme.
Yeah, good thing about learning lessons.
Yeah. PM, do you want to give a quick rating? Want to get you involved here? Throw you a bone?
Yeah. I would give it 5 out of 10, and simply because I do think there is parallels to the beginning and the end of the movie. I think it needs to be touched on that he is a toy maker for his actual job, right? He kind of works with children and toys to begin with, but in the beginning he's this total asshole who's just all about corporate greed and getting money and so on and so forth. Yeah. And he's talking down to his, peers, and I kind of look at them as elves, like in the workshop, and that's the situation. And then towards the end of the movie, you can kind of see him being a little more open to what the elves want to do too, because he's a little more team friendly. I think there is a little bit of a drawing, but I don't think it's like I don't think you get the gist of the movie when you see that opening scene. I think it's kind of just he's just funny.
I agree. Yeah, you're not really sure where the movie's going.
Yeah.
With that opening scene, you just know that this guy's a jerk. All right, our next section, if we shall move on, is the Ensatak Isengard Award for Best Scene. Best Scene. PM, you actually want to go right back again? What was your best scene or scenes that you liked?
I mean, I think undoubtedly the best scene, and this is a long one, was just when he first became Santa Claus. Yeah. When they were reading the book with Rose Such a Clatter, and then that comes out to be like the ladder company on the name.
That's sick, by the way.
That was actually
so good.
Ladder.
A good detail.
Like
Rose Such a
I found my Halloween costume next year, which is going to be Scott Calvin walking out in his underwear with the jacket. Like that's going to be like what I'm going to do. And
that's good.
Him putting the jacket on and the guy deflating, and then there was some like really funny moments when like they hop on the sleigh and he's like flying through the sleigh and they drive by the delivery guy and he goes, so if we go straight on this road, do we hit like I-94? Then they just floor it. Like it's those moments that like make Tim Allen so funny. Like that is why this movie is so great. And then his first interaction with like all of that stuff is just incredible, like the chimneys and all that stuff, and saying that he's lactose intolerant and stuff like that. So I would say that entire scene of him becoming Santa, and then at the end when he's flying off into like the clouds, and he's like, I'm gonna get a CAT scan when I wake up in the morning.
I'm gonna get a CAT scan.
I think it's so funny. It's just perfect Tim Allen. I think that entire scene from start to finish is exactly why this movie is incredible.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
Yeah. By the way, can I point this out? The guy driving that truck.
CAT scan.
The guy driving the truck when they pull up next to him.
Yeah.
Why in movies in the 90s when people were driving straight and going 1 mile an hour, like they're literally like wiggling the wheel, like it's like he's like
they wanted you to know
like he's just constantly correcting. I'm like, dude, you are zigzagging 1 foot back and forth down this snowy road.
Yeah, it's true. And they're
always
talking.
One of the best quotes on the on that entire thing was when he grabs the bag and starts floating up. And Charlie is like very confused about it. And he goes, it's okay. I'm used to it. I lived through the 60s. It's like, that is like what makes this movie so funny.
Bro,
just casual drops of like, I was high the entire 60s.
But the most random stuff, like the level of jokes.
This is a family movie.
Dude,
it's a family
the thing
movie.
He might as well have broken the fourth wall there, because that has zero relevance to Charlie. He has no frame of reference or context for what that joke means at all, and he said it to him as if he would know. If he said it to him under his breath, like, I was going through the 60s, like he's having an inner monologue, which makes more sense to me. But the fact that he just said it to Charlie, like, it's okay, I lived through the 60s, Charlie, as if Charlie's gonna be like, you're right, Dad. You were high as shit. Like It doesn't make any sense. It is just put in there for like, I don't even know, for fan service, I guess. People live in the 60s.
I'm reading through the quotes that I wrote down, and like they first get on the chimney, and like Charlie's confused on why there's a sleigh, and he goes, "Don't worry, we're getting the Disney Channel now. Merry Christmas." Like that is why the sleigh is there. Like, it's so perfect.
Plug, good plug too, because Disney made the movie. That's great. Honestly though, let's wait till we get to the quote section before we start quoting everything. You're stealing all my quotes.
It's so hard. It's just that
stealing
scene
all
is
my
so
quotes.
good. Just start to finish, that entire scene is incredible.
That scene is very good. I'll give you that.
Is that what scene was yours, Paul? What do you got?
Gosh, I mean that you're kind of encompassing it to some extent, like the whole beginning part where he is Santa. I think my favorite is condensed down to that little scene where he's with that girl and like the fireplace just like appears and he comes down. That little girl's laying on the couch. And he just is like just an asshole to this little girl.
Shut your eyes.
just so mean. I'm lactose intolerant. Like
you want this dollar, not.
Exactly. It's so that part was funny. Something about him just being just a jerk to this little girl who's just excited to see Santa Claus. And is like, who's this freaking drunk guy who came down my chimney? Like, this is Santa. That was a cool juxtaposition of what it normally is. That was probably like one of my favorite scenes.
You're supposed to eat the cookies. Santa's watching his saturated fats.
Yeah, that's right.
It's so good, so good.
Yeah, I would love to know how much of this was ad-libbed. I'm sure tons of it was. It seems like they did a bunch of it, different deliveries and stuff. There's probably great breaks. I should watch a gag reel. I obviously have that. I have like when he looks down, the suit's empty, and he's like there's just a naked guy somewhere. Like he's like, there's someone. He's just somewhere naked. That's what he.
Yeah.
Wait, he's just somewhere naked, and they would just go on beyond it, past it. Like it's awesome. But like what I didn't notice actually was that line about the Rose Suchik ladder. I was like, oh, Rose Suchik ladder.
Yeah, Rose Suchik Ladder Company,
which is
so good,
so good. But actually, one of my favorite scenes is the when he comes into the conference call where they're pitching the new toy that year, and he's just in the sweatsuit because he's getting fat, and everyone's looking at him like, and then he orders like 5 desserts and a salad.
Yeah.
And then he's just finishing off the sundae, just clack 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 clack, and everyone's waiting for him. That's a great scene, but
that is a good scene.
But when he's like the total tank, he's like, no. He goes, oh, that's nothing. That spreads Christmas cheer. Santa rolling down the block in a Panzer. Like I loved it when he's walking around. So that was pretty funny. And then he's like, bee sting. Like bee sting. He's like, it was a big bee. Yeah. Like that. That's pretty great.
He's like bee sting. Apparently, I'm highly allergic.
Him transitioning into Santa, that scene, ending.
Yeah,
I would say that whole thing, and then going to the end where he gets the list delivered. He shaves, and then he looks in the mirror, and then it all grows back. He goes, "I'm in trouble." Like that.
Yeah,
that got me. That was probably one of the best. That's probably one of the most iconic scenes in the movie. But up into that point,
when it grows back,
following that scene, he has to go to the court hearing, right? That was the following scene where he couldn't be Santa. So that was a great tie into that.
Big trouble.
I actually didn't fully put that together. That's pretty obvious, but I feel like I didn't realize that.
I mean, he's in big trouble for all of the reasons, but yeah, that was the biggest one on his mind.
I have a freeze frame right here, by the way. It is the Rose Suchik Ladder Company.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's awesome. And it's so just good. It's such a the design is so cool. That and then because the claws around the edge, the border is actually the claws, the Santa Claus of the card.
Didn't they read the book? Wasn't he reading the book to Charlie and he says Rose such a clatter, and Charlie was like, what does that mean? Like what does that mean? And
such a
they tied into it perfectly. And then he goes, then Merry Christmas, good night, and then closes the book and walks away.
Dude, no, so that actually I don't know if we're gonna get to a section like that. I can't remember our own freaking format here, but it actually made me a little sad. So as much as I love
being a dad,
much like father-son moments, even before I was dead, I just love father-son moments. I think they're great. I think they're, I don't know, they always get me. But when it's like someone's being a bad dad, I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Like, just come on. Just
Like your
read
kids.
it.
Like your
You
dad.
know? Yeah.
Like your son.
Anyway. Yeah.
You
That's
did.
all right. You dig. All right. Next topic, next section here would be the any specific memories that
Of
this
this movie.
elicited for this movie. Yeah, that were sparked from this movie. I didn't really think of any personally. Just like I remember watching this when I was younger, but
Yeah.
nothing like
It was in the rotation.
in particular. Yeah, it was in the rotation. Yeah, nothing really for me. What about you, Trev?
It's a pretty strong one for me. It's up there. It's like one of my once a year type. Like it's an every year. It's in that list for me. It probably it's more consistent, I think, even than Elf. I'm still just a little too old.
Oh,
Elf is just like Elf was like 2 years behind
Yeah.
us, or a year or two behind. I don't know. I was like, I'm 14, right? I was like,
Yeah,
I'm-
which is funny because I actually love Elf, so that's like a great representation of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So it's like
oh,
a
that's
year,
funny.
like the
Wow,
next
yeah.
year, I was like 1 year outside of like
Dude, I feel the same way about Elf. Everyone loves it. I'm like, I do.
I mean,
like
it's great.
it.
It's I'm like,
It's
oh, this is a
very
great
good.
movie. And it's got
But yeah, I
Tyrion
don't have
Lannister.
that. Exactly. Yeah, but I don't have this like cult
Yeah, it's
love
not-
or following of it. Simply.
Christmas Story is that for me, but that's because it was on 24 hours a day on Christmas Day on
Oh.
TNT, and we just had that running.
Yeah.
It was literally on over and over and over. So I've seen it thousands of times. It's hilarious. But this is in there. This Home Alone also, just because I'm the youngest kid that landed with me.
yeah.
Like I could be
Mhm.
left 1,000%. And it'd be awesome. And I would do exactly what he did. I would fight bandits.
I would fight.
But yeah, this is up there because if Tim Allen's like, if anyone, I know
Yeah.
you two probably haven't met I know PM hasn't, but Paul, I don't
Hmm.
think you've met my dad either. Like it's,
No, I haven't. I'd love
you'd
to
be
be
like,
dead.
oh, Tim Allen. I get it.
Really?
Not that he's funny like him, just like you could tell he would like him. Like he loved the Blues Brothers and he loves Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi.
Oh, okay.
Like it's just very much his comedy, like his quippy, witty one-liners. He loves it. He just chuckles. So like that, he liked the movie, and he would be in the room a lot. I remember watching it with
That's
room with
funny.
him, which is great. Unfortunately, Charlie's in the movie, so we'll get there in a moment. But
Oh, jeez. All right.
yeah, that was my memory. I know PM watches it every year too, don't you? You watch all of them, don't you?
Yeah, this is the first Christmas movie we watch every year, and we
Okay.
usually watch it like November
Wow.
5th. Like we watch it right off the bat, and then we watch 2 and 3. 3 is terrible. Please don't watch it, but we have to out of necessity.
You have to?
Yeah, every year.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you have to at
Okay.
that point, right?
Yeah.
You just have to finish
No.
it out. 2 is actually
You don't.
sneaky underrated. Like I don't know if you guys have really watched the second.
No, it's
Santa
pretty
Claus,
solid.
but
No,
it is
it's-
actually it's really.
I've never
good.
seen it. No.
It
It's
stays
really, really
true to the
good.
first one. It's very
Yeah.
much an extension of the first one.
Okay, let me
Um,
really quick. I feel like I need to put this in here really quick just for reference. I haven't watched a lot of these movies because I didn't grow up watching a lot of holiday movies. There was a couple and we watched those. But then I also married a Jew. And so she has no like
Okay, fine. We'll do 8 Crazy Nights.
zero like
Crazy
zero
Nights next
Christmas movies. So anything that she watches is because I introduced it to her. So there's no like cross like, oh well, I always watched this as a kid, so you have to watch it now. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
not any of that. But anyway, sorry, PM. Go ahead.
Wow, Tears.
No, I mean I think it's the number one movie to watch every year for me. It's the first one, undisputed champion of Christmas movies to me. So
By the way, so you know,
Wow.
PM chose this one, obviously.
yeah,
Oh, were you on
I
choose
was-
this one?
He did choose.
Was that you?
yeah, I was over the moon
Oh,
about
okay.
this one. This might be one of like my all-time favorite movies of just ever. Like every time I watch it,
Yeah.
it just gets better and better.
I love that. Okay. I didn't actually realize that.
I really enjoyed it too. Yeah, I agree.
Next section is
Favorite
favorite characters.
Ooh.
Favorite characters. I'm gonna go ahead and start this off by saying I love Tim Allen's boss. I don't remember his name, but I just thought he was funny. Just he's the same character in every movie.
Isn't he the
but I can't-
dad? Is he?
He's just like kind of grumpy.
Everybody loves Raymond. He's the dad, and everyone loves Raymond.
Yeah,
isn't
yes, exactly. He's the dad never loves Raymond.
he? Yeah. He's
So
Raymond,
I just-
Ray's dad.
I thought he was funny. I enjoyed watching him on screen every time, and I also really liked Neil. I thought Neil was funny.
Everyone loves Judge
Dude.
Judge Reinhold, dude.
I love Neil's character. Yeah, those are my two favorites.
You've seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High, right?
No.
He's like the older brother in that, and he's the same.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he like thinks he's supposed to be really cool, but he's Judge Reinhold. So you're like, he's not cool. This is like Jason. You're trying to make Jason Segel cool. So no.
Oh, really?
He's not. He's just not. They're not
He's
cool
not.
people. They're nerds. They're dorks. It's just the way it is. Judge Reinhold, dude. Judge, and his name's Judge, which is
Judge.
sick. I actually have a list. So PM, I
Go
listed
ahead.
mine in order. PM, what do you got?
I think Neil is probably one of my favorites. Just the fact that like he's this psychiatrist that's just like, oh, are you okay? Like, do you like? I really love his character. I mean, I just think it's Tim Allen's character. I don't think it gets any better than that. I think this whole movie was built for him, and I just kind of have to give him the crown. This is on par with like Nick Cage when we did Gone in 60 Seconds. Like,
Oh yeah.
I know we want
right.
to sit here and dissect like Bernard and Charlie, but like at the end of the day, this is about Tim Allen, and it's only about Tim Allen, and so I just have to kind of give it to him.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're correct. It was the whole movie was built around. They were like, how do we make a Christmas movie around Tim Allen? And then they made the Christmas movie. It was like, oh, we have this idea for a movie. Let's get Tim Allen. It's like the other way around.
It was like they made this with Tim Allen in mind. Yeah.
Trevor, what's your list?
Here's my list of characters in order from favorite to least favorite. All right, number 1, Judy. Huge crush on the elf Judy.
Oh,
she
sure.
makes incredible hot cocoa, but she just seems like she has it all together.
She is cute.
She's cute as hell.
I remember liking her as a kid. You're right.
I had a huge crush. I was like, oh, I was like, get in there, Charlie. And then and then I was like, wait. She's supposed to be 200 years old. This is weird. Now I don't know what to do. And Tim Allen's kind of being weird about it. I don't know. It was a very weird exchange, but she was great, and she had hot cocoa. Love Judy. Bernard is number 2. Do you know why? Because he's a little bit of a dick. And
he is. He's such a dick.
And you can tell that the North Pole runs because of him. Like, not because of Santa, because Bernard's got it locked in.
He's the real MVP. Yeah.
But he was just like, again, his put up with nothing kind of shut up, dude, just do it. And I was like, he's right, man, just do it. And then right after that, Scott, I mean, quintessential, all the wisecracks. I thought Scott Calvin was a great character. I love the way they set him up. And then in quick succession, Neil's hilarious, followed by the guy driving the truck, wiggling the thing. And then a considerable amount of blank space. The mom, who, come on, and then the reindeer doing all their little like.
It's always Comet, dude.
It's always Comet. And it's like, give me real Gremlins energy. And then every singular other inanimate object in the entire movie is next. And then the little asshole kid in Charlie's class is next. And then Charlie. Because
you like the asshole kid in Charlie's class more than Charlie?
Charlie going, but Dad. Oh, God. I was like, dude, Charlie. Turn the whiny down like 10 notches. You are the whiniest little boy I've ever heard. Your tone of your voice drives me nuts. And everything he said was like the whole movie. The whole movie is just him going, but Dad, I want it. I'm like, shut up, kid. God.
One of my favorite Bernard scenes, as you brought it up about his attitude, was when he showed up in the house and just took Neil's pita and was just eating it, and then just like gave it back to him and was like, "Nice sweater."
Nice sweater.
Like basically abducted their kid. Like we need to. I want to point that out real quick. They were just abducting kids.
Oh yeah,
like, he was just like, I'm gonna steal this kid. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take him. This is my kid now.
It is fine. I'm Santa.
Charlie did kind of suck. Yeah. I get it. They're trying to make him like a kid.
But like, dude, I'm like, dude, if you were in my class, I'd backhand you.
Yeah. Like, tone it down, bud. Like, we understand you're excited about Santa, but relax.
Stop pushing it so hard. You know this is, like, you're not that dumb. You know this is a lot. So stop acting like everyone should just accept it like you do, you weirdo. God.
Paul, before I forget,
you're 7. Grow up.
Do you know what characters I really like was the ELFS? I think growing up when you watched the little squad of elves being cool, you were like, "That's what I want to be."
Dude, okay, I did, but their leader I thought was
douche.
The biggest douche.
But
I
so
hated that
cool.
guy.
Dude, he was suave as shit. I watched him like, that guy's cool as hell, but he's also super douchey. We're real close. We're on that line.
Yeah. He's towing the line really hard. But yeah, you're right. ELFS was actually kind of sick. They had like jetpacks for some reason, and it was crazy.
Tinsel, dude.
Like they would rely on modern technology when they can just like travel thousands of miles in an instant. But it doesn't matter. It's a movie. Doesn't make any sense, Paul. Don't try to make it make sense. But yes, I would agree. Trevor, what's that?
Elves with attitude, bro.
Oh my God, with attitude. What was the other thing that was popular during that time of with attitude? That was like a phrase of the 90s. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the name of their they have a movie.
That's right. I was like, why does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I cannot say what that is.
PM said it perfectly.
Can you tell me?
We can't say it. That was awesome.
We can't say it. Oh my gosh.
That's pretty funny.
Want to Samuel L. Jackson you say it. Say it. Why can't you say it? Just say it. I'm not going to do the interview if you don't say it. I'm not going to answer the question if you don't say it.
Oh, so God, I love that. What a national treasure he is.
It was good. All right. Our next section, the Vince Vaughn Award for Best Quotes. Trevor, I know you got a bunch, and you want to get them out there.
Yes.
You go ahead.
Vince Vaughn Award for Best Quotes. I am in trouble. That's good. Bernard the F says, seeing is believing, but sometimes the most real things in the world are the things we can't see. I'm like, yes, Bernard. Like gravity.
Gosh.
Wow. And the wind.
Yes, Bernard.
You're supposed to eat the cookies. Well, Santa's watching his saturated fats. That was great. Whoa, you're flying. Oh, it's okay. I'm used to it. I lived through the 60s. And it goes down.
Yep.
But this is the best one.
Okay.
We showed so what did you do with him, Scott? We shared a bowl of sugar, did some shots of brown liquor, played with my shotguns, field dressed a cat, looked for women. I read him a book. What are we talking about here, guys? Just incredible. Like 100% ad-libbed. There's no way that was written in the script. There's no way.
Yes.
No way.
That was way too specific.
He brought up cats a lot. He
Field dressed
a cat again. And then the last one is when he's like, who told you that? He goes, Neil. He listens to me. We talk about all kinds of things. Well, Neil's head comes to a point. Like that.
Yeah.
That was that was really good. He's just saying that to his kid, which
it's just absolutely bad mouthing this guy to his kid.
Which
yes.
I mean, and then we meet him and we're like, oh yeah.
He
does.
All right. So basically all the ones you had are for me. I did like a lot of those. There's like one or two that are slightly different, but I don't know why. But when the dog is like, when he's like goes down the chimney and there's that Rottweiler that's there and he's growling at him, and then you do a close up on Tim Allen and he's like, nice teeth. I don't know why.
It's such a Tim Allen thing.
Nice teeth.
That got me for some reason. I freaking love that scene. And then yeah, when he's flying away, I think my favorite scene was, in the morning I'm gonna get a CAT scan, and then like that.
That's so good, because no kids know what a CAT scan is, and a CAT scan, and all of the parents are like, ha,
yeah,
something's wrong with his brain.
He's going insane. PM, what'd you have for quotes?
Besides the one you've already mentioned.
I do think I know the one with the bowl of sugar and the bourbon is just incredible. But I think one of my favorites was when he gets arrested and it turns into like the Italian mob scene when he's like, okay, what's your name? And he's like, basically says like Kris Kringle. And then he like goes into like 7 different interpretations. And at the end, he just goes, Topo Gigio. And for no reason puts this Italian name out there, and he's just like, whatever. And like, I think that is just Tim Allen in a nutshell. That was a great one. And then I think the other one that really stood out, but like looking back on it was kind of creepy, was when Judy the elf brings hot cocoa. Yeah. And that she was like, and she was like, you look really good for your age. And he goes, thanks, but I'm seeing someone in rapping.
That's so funny.
Just it's perfect Tim Allen. I think like that's exactly why this movie was made for him.
Thanks.
Hey guys, I don't know if you knew this, but Paul and I recently joined the Forgotten Paths podcast, along with our friend Ray Apollo and friend of the pod, to play a little one shot as we work through a holiday story. Myself is Greed and Orbender, Paul is Torth and Stormclaw, and we try to solve the mystery of the missing presents. Go check it out on the MCA Podcast Network. That is the Forgotten Past podcast hosted by Noah Downs. Link down in the description to check out that episode right now. And by right now, I mean after this episode of the podcast. Thank you. Back to the show.
Good quotes. Love those quotes. I gotta say, the next part here, music. I think maybe I'm just bad at watching movies, but I didn't really hear music. Like, I know there was music in it, but nothing was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah,
You know?
no, I agree. There was nothing special. It was just normal.
Okay, it wasn't
Christmas
just me.
music.
All right. Okay,
No, it's just
good.
normal
Yeah.
Christmas. It was the normal Christmas fare. That's why so we have the list, listeners. So I do a little research and kind of give us like a little bit of a preface before. There's a list of all the music, or like 9 of the songs. It's like Winter Wonderland, which the classic one, Sleigh Ride by the Ronettes, like Bing Crosby, White Christmas, The Santa Claus by Michael Covertino. All these are like the originals of all these songs. Santa Claus is Back in Town by Elvis. So it's like, and Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms. Like they took the original. So that's what the crazy thing about the actual $22 million for the budget, because 20 of that might have been to getting the rights to these songs, because it's literally all of the Let It Snow, basically every single classic version of every Christmas song you listen to when you turn on Christmas radio in December every year in Spotify. It's here.
Yeah.
It's all of them. So that's why none of them stuck out, because they were like, this is in every movie. All of these are now.
Okay, good. I don't feel as bad.
Every single one, which is crazy. And basically, it was just a transition from scene to scene. They just put on some music, basically.
Yeah.
Like a YouTube video.
Yeah. Like a YouTube video, exactly.
So yeah, it's fine. It's great. It's very Christmassy, but like, yeah, there was nothing made for it. They didn't know like special, like it wasn't like the Goonies where Cyndi Lauper made a song just for the movie. Like this is.
Yeah, exactly.
Which would usually they do that though, don't they? Well,
I feel like they do make a kind of a custom movie or song for the movie, but again, the budget was so low.
Yeah,
they probably couldn't afford it.
Yeah, maybe it just wasn't hot yet. Maybe Frozen made that a thing. No, now everything's got songs. They're trying to hawk a new song along with the movie.
Oh yeah, gotta diversify.
I mean, to not say hawk a song, because like someone made that song and really enjoyed making it probably, and that's art. So just let it happen, Trevor. Jesus. Thanks, guys. Thanks for keeping me in check.
Yeah, dude. Anytime, man.
I mean, yeah. So I give it a 5 out of 10 on the music. Like, just good.
Yeah, it was fine. It was adequate music. I feel like, I don't know, PM, you love this movie. Was there anything that stuck out to you for music?
Is there like a specific song or something? Christmassy. Feels Christmassy.
Yeah.
A little disappointing, but also not bad by any means. But memorabilia now. Let's talk about memorabilia. Because there's some like some props in this movie that I want, that if they obviously worked. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna run with this. The first one's I want the snow globe.
For it.
But I want the snow globe,
of course,
with the actual sleigh, flying in it, the magic part. It's got to be magic still.
Of course.
I want one of their elves with attitude uniforms. I want one of those uniforms, those shiny uniforms, those flame retardant uniforms. They're gonna brush those flamethrowers right off. The coco machine in the sled.
Oh, dude, I was thinking the same thing.
Install that to my wall right here.
Yes.
Next to my computer, I'm in. And then Neil's weenie whistle. I want the weenie whistle.
Dude, I saw that and I was like, why? I don't even understand why.
Dork. He's a huge dork with some childhood trauma, very obviously.
He has a lot of trauma.
He wanted a goddamn whistle, and they couldn't even get him a whistle.
Yeah.
They're like, no, whistles are too expensive. Stop it.
Whistles are too expensive. And it didn't even sound good. He blew the whistle and it sounded awful.
It's like
just air. Yeah.
You need a therapist.
Neil as a presence was funny more than I feel like he had a lot of one-liners. He did have some, but just like his general, he acted well, I think, for this. The judge was a good actor in this. He really sold me on being like a kind of a clueless with like past trauma therapist who's annoyed with Tim Allen's character. Or what's the next section? What do we got? What is it?
What did you want?
Memorabilia. Oh, well, you guys kind of named everything. Wait, did you name the ladder?
No.
I want the ladder. Are you kidding me?
You're such a dad.
Come on.
I wonder
First
if
of
you
all,
could
ladder
buy
is
a
very
roasted
useful.
ladder.
Dude, this is a real story. I just went to like a little Christmas get together with some other adults and like established adults, like in their 40s. And one of them showed me a picture of how they're putting up their lights around their house. And he showed me a picture of him and his son, who's a teenager. And they were both on 15-foot ladders. And I'm like, what a flex to have not one, but two 15-foot ladders, dude. And I was like, damn. You know you've made it when you have two 15-foot ladders. That's the thing I noticed in that photo, and I never thought I would think about that in my entire life.
That's so funny. But
dude,
yeah, you don't realize, you're like, wow, I need a 50. You don't need a 15-foot ladder until you need a 15-foot
Until
ladder.
you need a 50. Yeah, then it's a huge inconvenience not to have one.
We're not house painting. No one has one. Like,
No. But you get a
random.
Frisbee stuck up there. You got to go check to see if there's a leak on the roof. Yeah, I get a 15-foot ladder. 15-foot ladder.
I
Anyway,
had to bust mine out the other day. So, and those things are heavy. I almost dropped Kate's car.
What?
Yeah, it was starting to slip. I was like, I muscled it back up, but it was going, and we would have been very unhappy. We being Kate.
Muscled it. So yeah, I want the Rose Such a Clatter ladder.
It was a really nice ladder though. It was super, like the details.
Rose Such a
It
Clatter.
looked really solid.
It did. It looked really well made.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I want it so bad.
That's what we noticed. Wow, look at the quality of that craftsmanship.
All right, the next section is the Cream of the Crop Award. Yeah, so how does it stack up against other movies made in the same era? Compared to the and I feel like we don't, every time we do this, I don't know that we exactly define like what does stack up? I mean, like the success, the box office success, or how we view
where it would rank for
in
us.
the lexicon.
Yeah, where it would rank.
Yeah.
Like amongst these 10, you don't have to hit them all. We can just mention them, but like, yeah, is it basically towards the top, middle, or just like, the other ones are better.
So I'm looking at things like Jingle All the Way. Obviously, you have that here. Home Alone, Miracle on 34th Street, Polar Express, Elf, Christmas Carol, Night Before Christmas, Santa Claus, the movie, The Grinch, and The Christmas Chronicles. So
that original,
The Grinch, 2000 live action adaptation.
The live action, sorry, the Jim Carrey one.
Jim Carrey. Yeah, Jim Carrey. So for me, this is probably like, let me just put the ones up there that are going to be up there. I mean, Miracle on 34th Street, come on. That's up the top. Home Alone, up at the top. Jingle All the Way is my nostalgia, so that hits the top. Polar Express was horrifying. That's towards the bottom for me.
It is. It is scary.
Yeah, it's a horrifying, uncanny valley movie. Christmas Chronicles I just watched, which by the way is basically copy paste of the Santa Claus.
Yep.
In a lot of ways. The Grinch. Yeah, I would say it's middle. I would say it's middle for me. The Santa Claus is middle of the road, middle of the pack compared to all these. Elf is in there. I mean, Elf is really good. I have a hard time. I think I would probably rather watch Elf over this, just because I love Will Ferrell so much. Yes. Both of you.
No, I understand.
That's me. That's my ranking. Where do you rank it, PM? Where do you put it in the lexicon? It's the GOAT.
Number one.
Number one.
It says number one.
Wow. I respect it. She hates it?
Oh!
What?
Nah, okay.
What? I can't. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm.
It was literally the Denny's scene. That's who the movie's for.
Yes. It's an American institution. Mm.
Oh, he's Jim Carrey.
Yeah. It's a goat.
Yeah, real quick, I have the top half.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have it just slightly above Jingle All the Way because Jingle All the Way was so cheesy to the point where like
it was.
He's like Jamie's like, Turbo Man, thank you for saving me. Who are you? And he's like Jamie, you'll never guess who it is. It's your Eastern European father. Like it's very clearly the only guy with a crazy ESP. What?
It's your Eastern European father.
He's like, you'll never guess who it is in the costume. It's not a tumor. And I'm like, okay, I think he would get it. But you know, whatever. He was in Big Daddy, so maybe he didn't. Yeah. But so I'd say top five. Top five. Up there with like Christmas Carol's obviously up there, Elf's up there, Home Alone. Those are all kind of ahead. And so it's probably 5 or 6, right in the middle, but worth a watch every year. Because I'm married to my wife, who Christmas is her favorite. And there's nothing close. And we watch 15 movies a year. If we go to her mom's house, we watch 4 movies every night at her mom's. Like, they're just on.
4 movies?
Like a couple of them were like short films, like old Disney short films around Christmas that I'd never seen or heard of, that had some racial stuff in them.
Yeah.
Which it says at the beginning. It's like, by the way, we get it. We're about to play it for you anyways. But
by the way,
there's some suggestive stuff in here that you won't agree with because it's
amazing.
Bullshit.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah. So don't watch those. But everything else, though, yeah, we watch everything.
All right. In the interest of time, because I think this is a long one.
Yeah.
I think it's a long one.
Quick.
We have said a lot of jokes and references. Well, I think most of them are probably fine. I don't know. That's my general. I think most of them are fine. The jokes and references. I didn't get super offended by a lot of them personally.
I don't think they're offensive. I just think they're like, they probably wouldn't choose that.
Yeah, they're just a little bit dated, maybe.
Yeah, dated.
Yeah. Oh, what do you got? Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean Denny's?
Yeah. It was Denny's. Yes, they were all Denny's.
It was Denny's, yeah. 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 Interesting. I would say you're probably right. I say they would probably shy away from it. As someone who's married a Jew, as I said before, that I like if there was a bunch of Jewish people in there, that also wouldn't. I think that's fine because like I think Jews would be like, yeah, we don't celebrate it like that. If that sounds right. Like you'd probably find us at a Denny's. Tirza and her family used to go to the movies on Christmas Day. Oh, you do? Oh, there you go. Yeah. So it was like there was like no one there. And then they would go get Chinese food because it was the only restaurant that was open. So it was like, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that you're not wrong. I think you're right. They probably would shy away from it.
Probably
in that case.
Yeah. And maybe the joke about the secretary being on the lap, that probably would be not in there.
Yeah.
Probably choose something
I have
different.
to go back and watch that again. I can't remember exactly.
He says it right away. It's like literally his third line in the whole movie.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. In case I'm Jesus. I'm like, yep. Oh, he's Santa. Get it? It's fine. He's dressed up as Santa. It's not fine. It's worse.
You get it? It's worse.
Now because she's an adult. Right. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Jump right to recast.
Yes.
Jump right to recast. I got mine ready to go. You ready?
Yeah.
Boom. Scott Calvin, Jim Carrey.
Easy.
Charlie, Justin Cooper, child actor in the 90s.
Who would he play?
He played the little kid from Liar Liar.
Oh yeah. Just the same cast as Liar Liar.
Neil Carey Elwes. You know who he's from?
Liar Liar.
He's the stepdad in Liar Liar. And the mom, I'd go with Mara Tierney. You know who she is? She's the mom from Liar Liar. So I would swap out the whole cast from Liar Liar, because I freaking love that movie so gosh darn much. And it's so good. But it's the same dynamic. It's basically if you made Liar Liar a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it is.
That's my recast.
You're right.
That's my recast.
Scott Calvin, I have Tom Arnold. Why?
Oh yeah, Tom Arnold. Yeah.
Do you know why? Because the guy, the neighbor in Jingle All the Way reminds me of Tom Arnold. So I was like,
oh yeah.
I don't know why I thought of that. I said Charlie. Literally anyone else.
Literally anybody.
But honestly, though, it would have been better if they just had like nothing there. They were talking to nobody, just cut off the screen every time. I would have
exactly
that as well. They just didn't have a kid. Norm Macdonald playing Neil would be hilarious.
Love that.
Just his little I'm just imagining Norm Macdonald having to be a therapist, and it's just hilarious to me. But of course, this movie is unhinged now. It doesn't make any sense. And then Wendy's now Margot Robbie because she's gorgeous.
Ooh,
and I love her.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
Yeah, it was such a random placement, but
yeah. Just like everyone's like, the whole movie would be like, so who's married to Margot? So Norm Macdonald's married to Margot Robbie?
Exactly.
What?
Yeah. Wow.
What?
He must be really funny.
What? He must be really funny.
He's really funny. All right. Our final rating. How we fondly remember it versus how it is now after the revisit. I would say that I remember it around a 7, and on rewatch with a little more appreciation for the writing and all that kind of stuff, I'm about like a 7.5. So like I gained a little bit of extra appreciation for it. I'm going to probably start adding this more often to the rotation. But because I was like, I like it. Even though I did see an article that was like, apparently Tim Allen was a giant,
of course he is,
asshole on the set. But so that ruined it a little bit. But I liked it and I remember it fondly. So yeah, that's where I'm at. What do you think, Trev?
I say it started as a 7.5 for me. Now it's an 8. Slightly.
Oh, there you go.
Those adult jokes landed a little bit harder.
Yes.
Notice just the throw such a clatter thing. The Santa Claus. By the way, the title of the movie, the Santa
is
Claus,
a pun.
It's a pun on it's a legalese for if you kill Santa, you have to become Santa. That's the clause in the contract. I know that they say that a lot in the movie, but sometimes it's just like, this is boring dialogue. We move on, right? So like, just so everyone knows. That's what it means. And I thought that was really clever. And it makes more sense to me even now. So I gave it a half more point.
Love that. Wow.
Yeah,
gosh, this is fun, dude. I like pulling these movies that we get from like our childhoods, and like you guys have strong connections to it, and then I'll have a strong connection to it, and then like it's fun. It's cool. I like it a lot. I didn't realize that this was so high in your list, PM, either. Damn.
Oh, he loved it. He loved it. I do have one Easter egg.
Okay.
To add in before we go, the magical snow globe that was playing a significant role in the film was actually custom made for the movie, and it has little versions of all the actors in it.
Oh,
so,
that's
like,
cool.
The one they were showing was like the real one, and they just did like really close close-ups on it, and it was kind of hard to get because it's hard to do that with glass a lot. But that was made, so that was like a thing that took a long time to make, and they used the same one the whole movie. It was like, so I was like, that's actually really cool. I don't know why I assumed that they just used a bunch of different snow globes, but they didn't. There was one, and it had them, and I wonder who has it now. That's probably now I'm like, wow, so that's an actual thing that's for just this movie, so I could actually physically own it. Now I want to.
That is sick.
But I bet you like Steve Cohen owns it or something, and I can't even get near it. It's next to his shark. Martin Shkreli.
Oh my god! Yeah, imagine.
Man, that sounds like something he would have.
Dude, great movie rewatch, everyone. This was fun. I like the Christmas theme.
We still need a name, by the way. Can we get some names?
Yes, please. Yeah, please recommend a name in the comments and in the reviews. And when do you do that, by the way? What do you leave that name? Give us 5 stars. You know what I mean? Go ahead and slap 5 stars. Give us a thumb up on the video. If you made it this far, you made it to the very end, you clearly liked it, give it a little thumbs up. Give it a little 5 stars. Put your favorite emoji down there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fantastic work. Well, from everyone here at Santa's Workshop, you've been listening to the May Contain Action podcast. Myself, Paul, Trevor May, and lovely producer with the big boy job, PM. Thanks for listening. You can listen everywhere. Podcasts are available. We'll see you next time for apparently next movie, Die Hard.
Looks like it's Die Hard.
All right. We'll see you next time for Die Hard. Bye, everybody.